Okay. We're live the first time around. I don't know if you guys can see me yet. Let's see. This is my first time doing this, so my apologies if I'm not very good with the live broadcast stuff. I'm working on it. I'm like Stevie Wonder. I'm playing it by ear. But nonetheless, how's everybody doing? How's everybody's evening going? It is last time I checked, it's Friday night. And there's something interesting at least going on in my state of Arizona. It somehow managed to reach the New York Post. And like political matters here in my state really don't often reach the New York Post. But before we get into the NYP story, I just wanted to share something a little bit funny. And we'll do that right here. It's a little bit of a funny tweet. It was shared by John Doyle. If you're not following him on Twitter, he goes by Comrade Doyle on there. Dude is absolutely hilarious, but he is smart as a whip. He is just somebody that you really need to be paying attention to because he's the type of individual that is going to be one of the I don't necessarily want to like overthrow his influence, overstate it and infer that he's going to be one of the leaders of the new Republican Party, but he is going to foment a movement that really gets people hip and into the game of the new Republican Party as it becomes a little bit more self identifying, for lack of a better term, because there's a lot of things shaking up in the Republican Party in terms of you've got the establishment GOP, you have like the influences that are coming from the alt right and the anti woke right. You just have all these influences coming in, and John Doyle is going to be one of those people that really just kind of gets things kickstarted for what is genuinely influencing the new right. So what do you put up on here? It's kind of a little bit of a joke, and it's making fun of the Republican Party uh, boasting Happy Women's History Month, and it's got the Women's History Month thing right there. And so he does this thing with DC GOP girl boss. Now, if you're not familiar with what the term girl boss is, I don't know how much I can help you. It's something that's almost tongue in cheek now, where when you have people talking about like, oh, a girl boss or something like that, it comes from this very, pro women movement. Um, but nonetheless, so he puts DC GOP girl boss and he goes, iced coffee addiction makes it her personality, carries at least one accessory referencing small government and or capitalism. He hits it with a six, which I'm guessing that's a reference to the individual's appearance. And then he also caps it with believes in feminism, just not abortion. This makes sense to her. Access to the party Twitter account. Obviously, a joke about this being Happy Women's History Month on March 1st from the official Republican account. Now, obviously, there are some things that are jokes in here, like the reference to like somebody being a six. Okay, yeah, not every female in the re- business of GOP politics is a six or five or 10. They vary in appearance, but yes, I do agree with Doyle that there are a lot of for lack of a better term, pretty faces that are put up there, bolstered. They're um kind of given a degree, a level of influence that you may not see with other individuals, lest they were, really, really attractive. Um, but with that, you do have some people like kind of giving some pushback. You have some people saying like, "Oh, that's a base take." Actually, Democrats are the real sexist. So you got people, poking fun of them. You got people getting upset over the six what. But outside of like the actual joke about there being a six in the mix, or the access to the party Twitter account, he's not too far off. The concept and reality of the DC GOP girl boss, yeah, that's kind of a real thing. I was at America Fest. What was it? This past December, and yeah, there were an amalgamation of women that had that were very easy on the eyes. They were good looking gals, uh, and they were given, unfettered access to X, Y, and Z. They had their own respective press badges and all that stuff, and VIP badges, and they were able to do the thing that they were doing over there, and they kind of did fit this stereotype that Doyle is bringing out there of the DC GOP girl boss. But speaking of gals, women, uh, and things of that nature. I've got a story uh, from the New York Post that it's one of the rare where the New York Post is reporting on something that pertains to my state, and it is cat ears clad school board member says district should not hire teachers from Christian University. All right. So this is coming from Arizona. I personally, for those who don't realize, like I live in a rural portion of Arizona, and this is more slated toward where this cat-eared lady. It's more slated toward the Phoenix metropolitan area. Apparently, she's based out of the Phoenix area. So let's go ahead and dive into that. So we have right here an Arizona school board member wearing cat ears during a meeting said she would oppose having a contract with a Christian university over the religious and biblical beliefs they espouse. All right, so let's take that into consideration for a moment. All right, this woman, this woman is wearing cat ears during a school board meeting. All right. And that would be like understandable. That would make a lot more sense if this were, say October, if it were Halloween. And, maybe she's just kind of getting into the festivities of things and, wanting to just kind of play into the like, oh, it's Halloween time. I'm going to dress up. No, this bitch rolls up to a school board meeting wearing cat ears. It's fucking, this meeting was on February 23rd. So she doesn't even have the benefit of the doubt like, "Oh, it's the holiday season. It's October. We're doing Halloween or whatever." So this gal, it's the Washington Elementary School District, which again that's for Phoenix, Arizona, Glendale, Arizona. This trick is dressing up in cat ears. And once you learn about how she purportedly self-identifies, you'll understand a whole lot more as to why this lady does what she does. So let's get more into the article right here. All right, so it says the Washington Elementary School District, which serves students in Phoenix and Glendale areas, had an ongoing contract with Arizona Christian University for 5 years, enabling their student teachers to be placed in its schools for field experience. The contract opened up opportunities for recruitment and hiring. On February 23rd, the board agreed on a motion to dissolve the partnership with the Christian University. They did not immediately respond to a request for comment on whether they have a bias against Christian beliefs. During the meeting, school board member Tamia oh goodness gracious, Tamia Valenzuela blasted the university over its Christian beliefs and said she was disheartened to learn about the contract that had been ongoing for 5 years. Valenzuela describes herself as a bilingual, disabled, neurodivergent, queer black Latina who loves a good hot wing, but only with the right with the right ranch and things that sparkle. All right, and here we have it. Here is a picture of this hooligan. So not only was this, cretin wearing this absurd um, ensemble during a school board meeting. She literally has it on her freaking oh god, she has it on her professional portfolio picture. Like this is a school board member. This right here. All right. What you got going on right here? That's a school board member in Phoenix, Arizona. Some trick with green hair, cat ears, and bitching about how there are Christians, graduates or soon to be graduates out of a Christian college that are getting educational opportunities like, work based education opportunities at real schools. And then that somehow, or ostensibly segues into onboarding opportunities. This woman, this how did she describe herself? Goodness gracious. This bilingual, disabled, neurodivergent, queer, black Latina has issues with Christians getting hired at public schools. And as a result, like after her testimony on February 23rd, suddenly, like the contract with this Christian university, Arizona Christian University, which had been in existence for 5 years, all of a sudden it was shut down. I'm sorry, call me crazy. That is some nonsense. All right, that this is complete stupidity. Like check out. This is what she said during the meeting. All right, and also take a look. Like picture right there. That hoe has got cat ears on. She's got cat ears on during this school board meeting. All right. But if we take a look at it, she's saying right here, while I full heartedly believe in the religious freedom and people being able to practice whatever faith they have, I have some concerns regarding looking at this particular institution. And I think it's a really good time for us to take a moment and really pause about where our values lie. And while I understand we are currently in a situation across the nation that we have a teacher shortage and recruiting, it's really difficult. My concern is when I go to Arizona Christian University's website, they are committed to Jesus Christ, accomplishing his will and advancements of earth as in heaven. Part of their values is to transform the culture with truth by promoting the biblically informed values that are foundational to Western civilization, including the centrality of family, traditional sexual morality, and lifelong marriage between one man and one woman. I want to know how bringing teachers from an institution that is ingrained in their values so directly brings impact to three of your board members who are part of the LGBT community. She added that the board recently added their pronouns at the dias as a solidarity move with the LGBT community. All right, so peep this. This woman is asserting that because there are people who are receiving their education from a Christian institution, they should not be hired at a public school because since they got their education from a Christian institution, they therefore cannot integrate with the public school system because there might be gay kids and gay staff members and so on and so forth. So here's the thing. The LGBT, like the alphabet community, this is like one of my biggest issues with these type of alphabet zealots, like the cat ears over here. My biggest issue with them is when they are all for like, oh, don't discriminate against us, so on and so forth, bake my cake, all that stupid shit. They will do that all day, up, down, left, and right. But then they will try to lean on, their degeneracy, their hedonism. They'll lean on it and say, we cannot coexist in the workplace with people that are religious. And it's never like, it's never like Muslims or anything like that. They're not throwing a fit over, Muslims or anything like that, or any other religions that really, come into conflict with, their degeneracy and hedonism. They take issue specifically with Christianity, and I think I know what it is. It's like a covert effort for them to really just, largely dislike white people, because they know if they, toss shade on Christianity, they know a majority of that proverbial blanket falls on the white population, and so like that's their thing, that's their bread and butter. Um, and so it would not surprise me in the least if this gal, Cat Ears McGee, is doing this. Not so much. I mean, obviously, she's probably motivated by anti-religious sentiments, specifically anti-Christian sentiments. But she probably wants to do this to lean on, like, oh man, this is really gonna upset the white people. That's my thoughts on this. It's absolute insanity. Like, and Sir Gene over here, he's commenting. He's saying, "It's like, hey, we got a shortage of good teachers." I know. And outside of like what this, you know, heffalump is, saying about this university, she's upset that a Christian university is teaching Christian morals and values. She's upset about that. In one breath, she is asserting, like, oh man, I'm all for religious freedom. And in the next breath, this heffalump, this grimace looking bitch, this Barney ass motherfucker is just claiming like she doesn't believe in religious freedom at all, because she wants to see folks that come from a Christian university not hired for work. Like just pure insanity. And here she at February 23rd meeting. She said, because if we're bringing people in whose mission has been where their institution's education that very plainly on their website that above all else it was to influence people to be, I'm assuming it means be biblically minded. How does that hold space for people of other faiths? How does that hold space for our members of the LGBTQ or LGBT community? How does that space for people who think differently and do not have the same beliefs? Here's the thing. All right, I can't for the life of me. There are a lot of people that, and with that in mind, when I've yet to attend a public school where there was a teacher or something to that effect that may have attended a faith-based institution for their higher learning, and I've yet to have the Bible shoved down my throat. I can't really think of any instance where a teacher in public school, outside of like maybe unless they were like asked by a student or something like that, theology was never really brought up in public school. And I've known a myriad of teachers that went to faith-based higher education institutions. Uh, and for again, we got to go back to the heffalump. We got to look at that. All right. Grimace over here with the cat ears is claiming that because somebody goes to a Christian university, uh, they therefore are somehow a threat uh, to just regular students, and that's insane. And again, this woman who's a part of the school board, who's wearing cat ears, who undoubtedly falsely claims to be part of the neurodivergent community or whatever, but she's a part of the alphabet crew. She says she's neurodivergent and disabled. I mean, I think she's disabled, but probably in ways different than what she thinks. Uh, she probably has no issue whatsoever, imposing her dogmatic principles on students. I bet she would be all for, slapping kids on to the Rainbow Brigade and getting kids to, recite crap like, trans lives matter or something like, well, whatever crap they say. Um, I bet she would have zero issue doing that. Furthermore, I bet she would have no issue saying that even if it was an affront to Christian families, which is again why I don't take her assertion seriously when she's talking about what about people from other faiths. She doesn't care. This lady doesn't care about other faiths, not one freaking bit. God, it's so sickening. It really is, you know? And here she continues on. At some point, we need to get real with ourselves and take a look at who we're making legal contracts with and the message that is sending to our community, because that makes me feel like I could not be safe in this school district. That fat fucking heffalump. Golly. Ugh. It makes me sick to my stomach hearing people say crap like that, man. Like hearing that woman say that nonsense about how she doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel safe because people who get an education at a Christian school may get a job at a public school, and that makes this thing, that woman right there, that oh god, dude, uh, I know, like this may make me sound like a bigot, and for those that aren't familiar with me like directly, yes, I am a bigot, like I absolutely am. I'm bigoted towards a lot of things. I don't like weirdos, I don't like creeps, I don't like pedos, I don't like groomers. I'm bigoted towards all sorts of people. Uh, and idiots like this that adorn, like crap like this. People who are wearing cat ears during school board meetings when they're a school board member, like whatever this is, cat ears, uh, 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 leaning on the identity of being neurodivergent and queer and Latin, black, or whatever, whatever this is, whatever this is, and the nonsense they're espousing, yes, yes, I am absolutely 100% without a shadow of a doubt. I am bigoted towards that. Like whatever this woman stands for, I am bigoted towards. Um, I don't know how else I can explain that. Uh, so I mean I know that once again I know that that may make me sound like a terrible terrible person, and maybe I am. I don't know, man. It's hard to say without knowing for sure. But let's go ahead and look at some of these comments right here. And so let's see. What do we got here? We got good old Sir Gene. Uh, and he is saying that we have a shortage of good teachers. And let me emphasize that because apparently he's going to get on my case for not emphasizing that. He wants me to assert that we have a shortage of good teachers. And yes, yes, we absolutely do. Um, Frankly, we're inundated with ideologically driven teachers and the type of ideologically driven ones that are the exact opposite of what you would want in terms of somebody operating within educational institution. Uh, like it's like that crap that you see like on what is it like libs of TikTok or whatever when you see those goofball teachers that are doing the weird, goofy stuff, where they're talking about how I talk to my kids in the classroom about their gender and identity, and then they note that like, oh yes, and I teach kindergarten. Like that's creepy. That is what we have way too much of. We've got way too much of those teachers. And oh, and look, we have somebody. Oh, they're saying, oh hey, there it's Eastern time zone. It's morning here, so good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Let me. I want to make sure I'm saying and pronouncing your name correctly. Is it Jengam Sandhya? I hope I said that correctly. If I did, but nonetheless, good morning. And here we have serotonin saying, "Yeah, Greg, yeah. Please let me know how this live stream worked out because I'm playing this by ear. I'm like Stevie Wonder. I'm playing this by ear. So I'm doing the best that I can. Uh oh God. All right, everybody, let's make fun of Lenny Kemper. All right, let me tell you about Lenny Kemper. This goofball. I don't know if he's like subscribed to my channel or not, but he has like commented on like a grip of my videos. Uh, just talking smack, being like, "I hate your videos," and your videos are pathetic, and so on and so forth. But here he is. He's like, "I'm wondering why I keep getting recommended this channel. LO, surprised you aren't talking about Eliza Blue." Uh, yeah, like I don't know why he keeps getting recommended my channel. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where there's an intersectionality thing of he subscribes to a lot of content creators that happen to appease like most of my viewers. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know why somebody name their child Lenny when they already have that terrible last name Kemper. Like, imagine having like two unalluring first names, Lenny Kemper. Like the first name sound, I mean, like the first name is like somebody you named. That's what you name the child that you want to have a miserable life. And Kemper, sweet Jesus, that sounds like a dog's name. That sounds like a dog's name that you kick. Like, but I'm sorry, Lenny. I don't know why you keep getting recommended this channel. I don't know why you keep clicking my videos. Dude, you don't have to click the videos. You don't got to do it. I mean, maybe you find me somewhat entertaining. Oh, Sir Gene saying it's a traditional German name, dude. Uh, I okay, that's amazing. Traditional German name, Sir Gene. I appreciate the insight. Uh, but I'm still gonna make fun of people's names, and I'm gonna and it's not so much because I'm making fun of the name itself. It's because of this goofball Lenny. I don't know why Lenny is so infatuated with me. Uh, I've done nothing to attract his attention, but he keeps, just going at it. He wants to comment over and over and over. I don't know if he has a life. Like that's the thing. So, and he's like, "Oh, so let's make fun of you." All right, Lenny, come on, bring the heat. If you want to make fun of me, you can go ahead. I mean, I don't know exactly what you are going to say, but go ahead, dude. If you think I'm gonna put your comments up here, I'm probably not. Exactly, Gene. He absolutely likes me. Okay, I will put this one up. He goes, "Have you watched the 40-Year-Old Virgin?" Yes, yes, I have. Yes, I collect action figures. I don't care. You know what I mean? There used to be people that used to crack jokes about that, like when I was in prison, because like my family sent in photos, and there was like this funny period where like it was like 5 6 months into my prison sentence, like I jokingly asked my sister like, "Hey, send me some photos of the action figures because some of my boys don't believe that I collect toys." And so they brought it in. And then, yeah, there were some people that would snarkily crack jokes about like, "Oh, 40-year-old virgin." And if I didn't like them, then I would just hit them in the mouth. Like if they said something that disrespect me, I would just fucking crack them. Like, so I mean, that's the thing. Uh, no, no, Lenny, I didn't go to prison for pedophilia. I went in there for armed robbery and burglary. All right. Now that's the thing. All right. We're gonna take Lenny off of the broadcast, or at least like not highlight his comments on there. He's a goofball. Like I said, I don't know why somebody would want to watch my videos and then just complain about them. That makes zero sense. If that's what you want to do, if that's your modus operandi, man, you know, like Gene's asking me if I stole action figures. No, no, I didn't. No, no. I got involved in this like stupid domestic thing, man. Where my buddy's sister was getting, her butt kicked by, her boyfriend slash ex boyfriend, the guy she was living with or whatever. Uh, but outside of that, my buddy told me like, "Hey, man, this guy is keeping a bunch of her stuff and all that, not returning it," and so my friends and I, we just forcibly reappropriated the property from the guy, and that is frowned upon. It is illegal. You can't do that. You will go to prison even if you have good intentions or had good intentions when you did it. Uh, yeah, that's the thing, man. I don't know why this Lenny. What kind of grown man collects toys? Jesus Christ! I collect toys, Lenny. I got a house. Lenny, do you have a house? I got a house. It's paid off. I got a car. Got action figures. Lenny, I don't think you have any of those things. Lenny, I think your heart pumps piss. Lenny, I think you wear your boxers backwards for easier access for all the chaps that you hang around. All right. That's what I think. Lenny, I think you can suck start a fucking AT-AT on planet Hoth. All right. That's what yeah, all right. Apparently he's got a wife and he has a house. Amazing work, Lenny. I don't know what to tell you. My suggestion would be, dude, like find somebody else, you know. And what do we got here? Stopping by for a minute. I see I stepped in right at the right time. Yes, yes, yeah, Tom. Uh Lenny Kemper, like some weird goofball. Uh he gets mad at my content, but he keeps coming back to it. He's like, I don't know why this keeps getting why this keeps getting recommended to me, but he keeps coming. He comes to the content and then he gets mad, you know. And I'm sorry, like he's just some dude that smokes pole for nickels. I don't know what his deal is, you know. Like so I mean, he can keep commenting that weird stuff, but it's whatever. Uh yeah, but that anyway, man, for the folks that tuned in, I just wanted to try this live thing out for the first time, see how it works out. If y'all have any feedback on delay or anything like that, issues like with the stream or something like that, like were there areas where it was cutting in or cutting out, that kind of helps me. So that way I can ascertain like what areas of opportunity I can realistically navigate around, because if it's like bandwidth issues or something like that, I figure I might be able to circumnavigate some of that stuff. Um, but if it's like, I don't know, but y'all got to help me out. Like I said, with the streaming experience. As for Lenny Kemper, I don't know what his deal is, man. I mean, this guy apparently has a wife. He's got a wife. I don't know if she's a happy lady because he's wasting his time on YouTube watching a video of a creator that he purportedly doesn't like. But he wants to see, oh, and thank you, Gene. I appreciate that. Um, like that's the thing. I don't understand why somebody would waste their time um watching something that they purportedly don't want to watch and asserting like, oh, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Like, I don't know, man. That's just weird. That's strange to me. That's a waste of time. So anyway, I'd like to wish you all a great, great night. Gene, by the way, you got my number, so feel free to shoot me a text or whatever, and we can chop it up later. Once again, hope you all have a great night. Except for Lenny, I hope he steps on Legos and shits his pants or something. All right, y'all take care. Peace.